Abigail Adams in a letter to John Adams, May 31st, 1776. I long to hear that you have declared an independency, and in the new code of laws I desire you would remember the ladies, and be more generous and favorable to them than your ancestors. If particular care and attention is not paid to the ladies, we are determined to foment a rebellion, and will not hold ourselves bound by any law in which we have no voice or representation. Abigail Adams wrote this famous letter to her husband John while the Declaration of Independence was being drafted. Despite this call to bring women to the law, the Declaration was signed, and still states, "We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal." One would think it would have been so easy to say all people are created equal, but it seems that none of the men who wrote, edited, or signed decided that all people was right. Left behind were silenced women forced to succumb to the power of men. Women have been fighting from the beginning to vote and have a say in the society they live in. This fight for women's suffrage of at least 144 years in the United States was finally validated with the 19th Amendment. Soon after, the Equal Rights Amendment, or the ERA, was drafted. It states, "Equality under the law shall not be denied nor abridged by the United States or by any state on account of sex." Many argue that gender equality exists in the United States, so why bother with the ERA? Let's take a look at one present-day example of gender inequality in this country. In a study conducted by Yale University, researchers created two identical job resumes and presented them to science professors around the nation. The only difference was in the names, John and Jennifer. Despite their equal qualification levels and work experience, both male and female scientists were significantly more likely to hire John than Jennifer. Those who did offer the job to Jennifer offered her $4,000 less than they did to John. These implicitly explicit biases are real and show that men and women are automatically at different starting points in the game of life. These different starting points greatly affect how we live out the rest of our lives, and it is not just binary, not men and women. Based on structural, unequal systems, many people have very different starting points in society, especially through race and religion. The ERA, by law, must give equal rights to everyone. A simple way of looking at the intersection of gender and race, for example, comes to a TED Talk by Michael Kimmel. He mentions an impactful conversation he had while in grad school. A white woman said, "All women face the same oppression. All women are similarly situated in patriarchy, and therefore all women have a kind of intuitive solidarity or sisterhood." A black woman responded, "I'm not so sure. Let me ask you a question. When you wake up in the morning and you look in the mirror, what do you see?" The white woman answered, "I see a woman." The black woman responded, "You see, that's the problem to me. Because when I wake up in the morning and I look in the mirror, I see a black woman. To me, race is visible, but to you, race is invisible. You don't see it. That's how privilege works. Privilege is invisible to those who have it." There are many dimensions of the term equal in today's society, and we must make sure that the ERA addresses all of them. Even after 1920, many states used violence to prevent African American, Hispanic, Native American, and immigrant women from voting. It wasn't until the late 1960s and 70s that many minority women were finally able to vote in peace. One reason for this is because after the ratification of the 19th Amendment, many of the major women's activist organizations stopped fighting as hard. Their goal had been validated. The AAUW should continue to fight for the intersections of oppression and fight for the rights of all humans. The AAUW must ensure that truly everyone is being accounted for with this amendment. All people, regardless of race, gender expression, or sexual orientation. Our law must maximize our unalienable rights. Our law must give us all the rights to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Our law must say this with ease. and make room for activist organizations like the AAUW to continue to work on the many nuances of inequality in this country. But to do this, we need a basic platform of equality, one where all people are able to thrive and succeed in, one where young girls memorizing the preamble don't have to ask why the Declaration of Independence only promises life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness to men. It has now been 240 years since Abigail Adams wrote her famous letter, and it is definitely time to respond to her call. As Frances Wright stated, equality is the soul of liberty. There is, in fact, no liberty without it. Let us work to make the land of liberty equal by continuing to fight for all people. The AAUW has accomplished incredible work, and now, with the ERA, has the opportunity to make a powerful stand in history. Thank you.